What up, people? In this clip, I only have one clip for you. I noticed that they're holding hearings about how they could stop these judges from upholding the law. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's a waste of taxpayer money. But these idiot racist crackers elected these people to waste your time with nonsense. Here's the thing. As far as deporting is concerned, if you're a criminal and you're here illegally, you get deported. Hands down. That was now, that was before, right? Only Biden and them weren't putting it on TV. That's all. That's the only difference. But now, being that these are a bunch of idiot fascist racists, right? You know, they're trying to deport people that don't deserve to be deported, and they haven't had their due process yet, which is in the Constitution. So basically, what these hearings are about is to circumvent the Constitution. They're trying to make laws that give Stinky more juice than he actually has, because, you know, the judiciary is a co-equal branch of this motherfucker, you know? And they're in charge of interpreting the law. And they're doing it correctly, and they're calling these people activist judges and all kinds of bullshit, which is nonsense, you know? I'm not a bleeding heart liberal, contrary to popular belief, right? But I believe that fair is fair. You know, if you're here and you're working, right, and you're asking for a chance, you deserve it, like everybody else. Everybody else, other than indigenous, you know, these Indians, right? Everybody else came here the same way. And just because you're brown, you don't speak the language, doesn't mean you don't deserve a shot. So, you know, in this clip, I take down this idiot's opening statement, point by point by point by point. You know, this is important. This is one of the reasons that I got into this, you know? So I want you to enjoy it, and I want you to watch how dystopian and how fascist this hearing is. This hearing is, you know? They're trying to tell the judges not to interpret the law properly. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to play you this clip, and tell me what you think in the comments. Hit the like, subscribe, and share. And remember, you want some gear for, you know, the 5th, which is coming up this weekend? Go to mockingmagamorons.com, and you'll see stuff that you'll like. Thanks a lot. Here you go. Roll it. Just listen to this idiot cracker. Roll it.
We are here today because a major malfunction in the federal judiciary has been recognized.
Nonsense. You're there because Stinky wants you to be.
By both Republicans and Democrats.
Nope. Just Stinky's bootlickers.
Activist district court judges.
They're not activists. They're just following the law.
Usurping themselves with their Article 3 power.
Nope. Exactly. Article 3 power. Article 3 power to enforce the law.
And imposing on the nation injunctions beyond the scope of what the United States Congress under statute.
Nonsense. Not on the nation, just on Stinky, because he's violating the law.
Has given federal judges. These rogue judge rulings.
They're not rogue. Just because they follow the law and this shit administration doesn't make them rogue. Sorry.
Are a new resistance to the Trump administration.
No, they're not. You know what's a resistance to that idiot administration? The law. This is not a fascist Nazi dictatorship, you idiot.
And the only time in which judges in robes in this number have felt it necessary to participate.
Well, we haven't had a goddamn criminal in office before, like this prick and his idiot Stephen Miller. Yeah, no. These people are going to go down as 1934 Germany, and the personnel has perfect through lines to that.
In the political process, rather than to participate in the Article 3 powers given to them both by the Constitution and by statute.
It's exactly what they're doing. It's exactly what they're doing. Stinky's the one that doesn't want to that doesn't want to abide by the Constitution.
President Trump was elected to assert many policies,
Not violate the law.
including the deportation of criminal aliens.
Yeah, but when you start deporting people that shouldn't be deported and without due process, you're violating the law.
He did so publicly and was elected by a majority of Americans.
No, he wasn't. 49.9% of those idiots voted for him, and that's only 70 million, right? There's 340 million people in this country. No, that's not a majority. Do the math, you idiot.
And the vast majority of the Electoral College. But he also did so in stark contrast to executive orders of the previous administration. Time and time again, rogue judges have asserted
they're not rogue. They're not rogue. They're just following the law. If they weren't interpreting the law the way they should, they would be impeached. They'd be gone. But simply because King Stinky wants to violate the law and they're not having it, doesn't make them rogue.
As though they were 5 of the 9 members of the Supreme Court.
No, those people are idiots. That's a sleeper cell. That is a right-wing sleeper cell. There's such thing as appeal in this process. Why doesn't he appeal that to the Supreme Court like everybody else has to, you imbecile?
Their authority when the president was doing nothing more than
breaking the law.
Doing a policy of his predecessor, one which they seemed to have no problem with in the previous administration.
Yeah, of course, because he wasn't breaking the law.
Let me be clear.
You're a racist, sack of shit, xenophobe of a moron.
It should never have come to this. It is within.
Appeal it. Appeal these rulings then. Appeal them. The hell with Stinky.
The Supreme Court's ability to rule appropriately.
Ladies and gentlemen, your tax dollars getting torched.
That judges have exceeded their jurisdiction.
No, they haven't.
Time and time again, the High Court has ruled on the substance of the ruling.
Nonsense, you fucking liar. That's nonsense.
Rather than on the inappropriate nature of an injunction, overly broad and...
No, they're not. People just want their due process. See, this is the problem with these MAGA idiots, right? You know? All right, when you infringe on other people's life and liberty, right? It doesn't matter to them. They laugh at you. But then when it happens to them, like it's happening now, they shit themselves. You idiot.
Affecting hundreds, thousands, or millions of people beyond the plaintiffs before that court. Just last night, a judge halted the administration's plan to end temporary protective status for about 350,000 Venezuelans.
Of course, because they're not criminals and they're waiting for due process, you idiot.
That Joe Biden welcomed into this country.
Yeah, sure did.
And gave temporary protection.
Sure did. Yeah, what was wrong with that? They're working now, unlike your MAGA morons.
Status too. Temporary seems not to be a word.
Yeah, until they get due process.
Understood by the court. If President Biden could give protective status temporarily, how, in fact, could it not be the prerogative of the next president to undo that status?
Because it's violating the law. What part are you missing? You get here, you get due process. Land of the free, home of the brave.
Nowhere in that protective status was there an act of Congress or a recognition that temporary equals permanent.
It's in the Constitution, and if they deserve to stay here, they will. But there's a due process.
This is but the latest outrage.
What outrage? Only amongst the Klan, you idiot.
Coming from lower, or at least I might say the lowest courts.
No. Co-equal branches. Read the Constitution, you prick.
I have said from the start that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle should support this legislation.
No, because they support the law. They support the Constitution, unlike you.
After all, it was the Biden administration who opposed these universal injunctions and said they were illegitimate.
What? What you just said is the most insanely idiotic thing I've ever heard.
In fact, legislation in the last Congress, authored by a Democrat, is substantially similar to...
No, it isn't. They weren't deporting people that didn't deserve to be deported to El Salvador, which is a violation of the Geneva Convention, you fucking idiot.
The one that we offer today and would have the same effect. To quote the previous administration's Solicitor General...
To quote Stinky, they're poisoning the blood. They're vermin. You idiot.
Literally, the woman who spoke on behalf of the administration before the court, she said, the government must prevail in every suit to keep its policy in force.
Yeah, no. So what? She said that. You win some, you lose some. Okay, big deal.
Plaintiffs can derail a federal program nationwide with just one lower court victory.
It's going to go up courts and you're going to lose again and again and again and again. Nobody cares about what you say. Nobody.
Quote, those words by Elizabeth Berlangar.
You can't even pronounce her name, you imbecile.
President Biden's own Solicitor General.
Who is this dickbag?
Were from October 2024. In other words, after almost the entire 4 years.
Well, guess what? Their policies follow the Constitution, unlike Stinky's. I'm telling you, this ain't a dictatorship and you ain't a Nazi. Well, you can be if you want, but nope.
Biden administration, they still believed and believe till the end that this was wrong. And yet, we will probably hear today no support on the other side of the aisle.
You're not going to get any support on the other side of the aisle because they're not criminals like you.
In fact, this is not new, but it is not old. For 180 years of our nation, there were no such injunctions.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because people were coming here and getting their due process. You imbecile.
Only beginning in 1963.
This is pathetic. You see how easy it is to just take down this prick and his stupidity and his racist, xenophobic stupidity? Yeah. It's not hard. These people are running circles around themselves, a tail wagging the dog. This is it. This is lunacy is what this is. It's lunacy. Not to mention it's criminal. That's why you're getting injunctions left and right with your stupidity. Yeah, that's right. Dun, 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 dun.
What are you, an effing moron?
Say it, Anthony. Say it!
It's total bullshit.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Oh, by the way, before I go, can you please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, please? And if you want a cool t-shirt or maybe one of these, go to mockingmagamorons.com and check out the website. Got a lot of products there that you can show your disdain for this prick. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.